important, okay? Because you guys are going to fall behind, guys. And I'm sorry to say, I'm usually a very understanding teacher, but I have no sympathy for people that try to take advantage and wait till the last minute. That's something you got to learn in life and figure out now. That's why I think this goal setting sheet is so important. Okay? Are we good on this goal setting sheet? Good? Thumbs up? Let me get full screen here. Let me see all thumbs ups. Come on, give me thumbs ups. Come on. Good. Okay. Let's move on. Let's start on with today's lesson. I'm going to stop sharing this, and we're going to move on, guys. I am really excited because today we're going to talk about the Olympics. Okay? Can everyone see my screen okay? Okay. So, guys, I made a little PowerPoint. I didn't make this too in detail because I don't want to, lose your guys' attention based on what we're doing. But we're going to talk about the Olympic Games today. Okay? And the Olympic Games are something that's kind of deep to my heart because this is a number one. Hold on. My screen's all black, huh? No? Do you see the PowerPoint full screen?
Not full screen. I still see it with
okay. Now it should be full screen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. The Olympic Games is something that's very key to my heart because the Olympic Games originally were the number one amateur type sports event in the world. Money and politics and solely the sport of basketball changed this in 1986 with the Dream Team. Okay, and made it where people that weren't amateurs could basically compete in the Olympics. But before 1986, guys, the Olympics was the number one amateur sport out there. Okay, some of you guys might remember the Dream Team. I was really on the Dream Team. I had all the Dream Team gear. Number one basketball team. They basically killed everyone. It was amazing that group of talented people could play together. But the Olympic Games, and still in a lot of sports, is the number one amateur sport. In a lot of sports, it's the pinnacle of all sporting events. Some sports, it's not like you won't see like American football in the Olympics. You'll see football as we call soccer, but other countries call it football in the Olympics. Track events and gymnastics events, it's the pinnacle of it. Other sports like wrestling and swimming, it's the pinnacle of it. It is very dear to my heart. Only happens once every 4 years. Once every 4 years. The history of the Olympics, okay, and I kind of took this. There is the modern Olympics. They were the Olympics leading up to the summer and winter Olympics, and they were a variety of competitions that were held in Greece. Okay, and the ancient. I'm going blank. The ancient Olympic Games were held before the modern Olympics. Okay, and the ancient Olympics Games were held in Olympia, Greece. And they were from the 8th century BC to the 4th century AD. Okay, and they only had a couple events. The number one event from the Olympics was the marathon. Okay, let's run really far and see who gets first. Okay, and then it was like wrestling. It was like the true like man stuff. Let's lift heavy things. Let's wrestle. Let's see survival of the fittest. All that. And then they started going. The first modern Olympic Games was held in Athens, Greece, in 1896. Let's think about that. Let's think about 1896. By a show of hands, how many of you guys were born in 1896? Miles, you were born in 1896? Jacob, you were born in 1896? 1896 is pretty old, okay? 1896, who could do math and say how many years ago that was? Okay, over 100 years ago, okay? Over 120 years ago. Okay, it was like 124 years ago. Okay, so that was a long time ago when the first, modern games were held. Okay, the Olympic rings. This is a very significant thing as far as the Olympics. You'll see this a lot on the Olympic flag, and it has a lot of symbolism. One thing you guys got to understand about flags and everything, they have symbolism for them. And the Olympic rings, they basically represent the five major continents. Okay, and it is the basic colors of blue, yellow, black, green, and red over a white field forms on the flag. And the reason why they use blue, yellow, black, green, and red, because those colors all are what colors are on every single flag there is in the whole world. Okay, so if you look at these colors on the flag, every nation has at least one of these colors. So this is very symbolic of the nation as a whole, and that's what the flag is. Okay, And now we're going to spend a lot of time on this one. I always found it interesting, and I'm sure you guys do. Do Olympic athletes get paid? I mean, that's one thing people commonly think. And I found this little diagram that shows like the history of how Olympic athletes get paid. If you were in another country besides the US, sometimes you are groomed as an Olympic athlete from the time you were young until now. That's your life, okay? In the United States, it comes more once you get to kind of that level and you get invited to the Olympic Training Center, and there's different things like that. Some country, as you'll see in the thing I'm going to show you right now, it's very, very important for them to win an Olympic gold medal. That's why you'll see all the trials and tribulations of everything that goes along with Olympics. Okay, can everyone see my screen right now with this little like skier dude on it? Everyone see it with the skier dude on it? Okay, so this is a chart, and I'm going to leave this on the PowerPoint that's on our My Connect page. And it's called the goal of gold. Okay, and it starts off with, we all know the famous professional athletes can make a great deal of money even if retired. For example, Michael Jordan more than 10 years ago retired and made $90 million in 2013, possibly more than all of the athletes in the Sochi 2014 Olympic Games put together. Okay, so again, a true amateur event. Okay, pro sports in America and pro sports in other countries, which are big on soccer, have really made the Olympic Games lose their luster because people have made so much money and got so much arrogance from it. Olympic athletes aren't as fortunate as someone like Michael Jordan, or aren't as fortunate as someone like Ronaldo or someone like that. They aren't as fortunate. They're basically doing it a lot of times for the goal of the prestige, and hopefully they get contracts in like shoes and things like that after that. So it's a true love for the sport and love for the idea of representing your country. Okay, you are representing the nation that you are from in the Olympic Games. I don't know if any of you guys have watched the opening ceremonies of the Olympic Games, but it is, I get sentimental thinking about that. It gets like, it's so rewarding. I remember the 1988 Olympic Games. Okay, 1988, I was 9 years old. The Olympics were on for basically 24 hours. I try not to sleep during the summer. I watched every event from gymnastics to swimming to powerlifting to wrestling to track to everything because I thought it was great because it's true. People represent their country. And then you're watching the medal counts and everything. It's cool. And you might think these people train so long, so how do they fund their stuff? So here's some examples. And these right here are all Winter Olympic athletes. And generally, Winter Olympic athletes generally don't make as much. Not as popular sports. So Shaun White's an example. He had a lot of endorsement deals. These companies like, let's say Burton Snowboards will say, you ride our snowboard and do it. He made $20 million from that. Bodie Miller, as an alpine skier, made $8 million. Ted Leidy, alpine skier, made $2 million. Hannah Teeter, $1 million. Lindsay Jacobellis, $1 million. And that's just 5. And some of them don't get these kind of endorsement deals. Okay, and this is kind of a new thing. How they make their living. You're going to see in this. Okay, so 1971 is when they actually removed the idea of being an amateur. But if you look here, 1986 is when professional athletes can compete in every Olympic sport. Okay, and that was stemmed a lot by the basketball deal. American Olympic athletes had always had to be amateurs after 1971. Okay. And you can look at this when you want. This is very good. Okay. And this kind of says when pro athletes, because you look at a pro athlete, they have a much easier road because they don't have to worry about endorsements, worry about doing other jobs because they play their sport. So they're basically practicing for the Olympic sport. Corporate sponsorship. This is a big thing. The U.S. Olympic Committee always helps. There's a U.S. Olympic Committee that overwatches the entire Olympics, guys. And then what there is each sport has kind of their governing body. So, for example, swimming's a big one. I'm going blank on what it's called, but they have a good overwatching body. I know there's U.S. field hockey. I know there's U.S. wrestling, those kind of things. So, like, for example, my wrestling team, everyone pays a membership to have a USA wrestling card as insurance. That money goes to fund Olympic athletes. Okay, so there's all kinds of other stuff. Right here is interesting. In the U.S., if you win the gold medal, you make $25,000. You win the silver medal, $15,000. You win the bronze medal, you get $10,000 bonus. In some countries like Great Britain, you don't get a bonus if you win a medal. In China, you get $52,000 if you win the gold. If you win the silver or bronze, second place doesn't matter to them, gold or nothing. That's why you'll see when some of these athletes might lose by something, it means so much more for them. Okay, and this I found very interesting. I found myself looking at that this weekend a lot. They talk about other funding sources. Friends and families, a funding source, get sponsored local businesses. Some do bake sales, part-time work. They get a grant of some sort. Some banks will offer them a grant for the Olympic Games. This talks about world sport competition. This leads up to the Olympics. Some people do world sport competition just to make some money. I know one of the trainers in my gym is a javelin thrower, and he's an Olympic hopeful. Okay, and he basically has to work as a personal trainer to do that. And then there's other things right here that people work. Like, for example, this person was an Army specialist in the Army, a pentathlete, made the Olympics. Okay, an actor, model, hurdler, a life advisor. Okay, a motion graphic designer. Okay, a plumber. Okay, so these aren't people that get to dedicate their whole life to everything that they do. Okay, there's lucky ones. These are former athletes that were lucky ones. Nade Comaneci, she was one of my heroes. She was a gymnast. She basically, she wore aerobic equipment and got, a lot of money from that. Kurt Angle, who's a wrestler, also became a professional wrestler in WWE and WF from that. But these are some pretty cool. Michelle Kwan, she did a voiceover, okay, in The Simpsons and Family Guy. Okay, so they have real jobs as far as being Olympic athletes. And that was very, very, big to me. I found that very, very interesting to me. Okay, moving on. Everyone can see my screen. Okay, it says how much countries pay for the winners. Right, did the PowerPoint go on? Okay, I'll go back. Okay, now can everyone see it? Okay, so this is an example of how Olympics, at the last Olympics, and granted we didn't have a 2020 Olympics, so we don't know how Olympic athletes get paid from their countries. So if you're from the country of Singapore, and granted, Singapore doesn't have a lot of medalists, but for example, if you win a gold medal in Singapore, and you represent Singapore, you make $741,000. Okay, as opposed that if you win a gold medal and you're from Germany, you make $20,000. But Germany, you get second, nothing. Third, nothing. We just care about first. Same with Finland and China. Second, third, nothing. Japan, they're like, okay, maybe you lose by a little bit and get second, but third, nothing. Pretty interesting, right? Some of these countries, but if you look at this, and I kind of compared this to medals, some of these countries don't get a lot of medals. So when these people become gold medalists in their country, like if you're an Italian athlete and you become a gold medal in your country, you're an instant celebrity. In the U.S., if someone wins a gold medal, they might be walking by you in a sport you don't know, and you would never know who they are. But these other countries, the Olympic Games is so big for them. So big for them, okay? So I want you guys to get excited about this project we're going to do on the Olympic Games, all right? Okay, Olympic sports, guys. There's a lot of Olympic sports, okay? You look at this. These are the Olympic sports. I'll go through them. Archery, obviously shooting a bow and arrow, more of a skill sport. It's called athletics. Athletics is basically an American form of track and field. Badminton, basketball, beach volleyball, boxing, canoeing. There's canoeing stream and canoeist sport. Okay, that's like an open ocean or on streams. Cycling BMX, cycling mountain bike, cycling road, cycling track, diving, equestrian, fencing, football, which is our soccer. Gymnastics, artistic, gymnastics, rhythmic. Most of what we see on TV is the artistic for it. The rhythmic is where they do like the bows, batons, and they throw the big ball up in the air and catch it and stuff. Handball, hockey, judo, pentathlon, rowing, sailing, shooting, swimming, synchronized swimming, table tennis, taekwondo, tennis, trampoline, triathlon, volleyball, water polo, weightlifting, and wrestling. Those are basic sports Olympics. So based on a lot of those sports, you guys are all going to be an Olympic athlete. You guys have now reached it. Well, let me make sure I can see you all so I can see the excitement. You guys are all Olympic athletes this week. How exciting is that? You are Olympic athletes. You are now representing your country of choice, your country of origin, and you are now an Olympic athlete. Now you're like, oh, yes?
Surfing was just added too.
What's that?
Surfing was just added.
Can't hear you.
Surfing was just added.
Surfing, yeah. So yeah, there's other
And
ones that were just
skateboarding.
added too. Okay, there's other ones like baseball was just added. Some of them in a trial sport. Like if you know wrestling went down to the trial sport a couple of years ago with that. So there's other ones that add. But I have a list that you can only choose from. Okay, so this is what you guys are going to do for your activity. To have students learn more about the Summer and Winter Olympic Games and the activities that the athletes need to compete in. Materials needed. You're going to do student choice, depending on how they put their project together. Their creativity is their only limit. Be creative and have fun. Guys, this is designed to be the funnest activity ever. My goal is that you guys leave this activity and you remember the activity you did for the rest of your life. See me, I'm ready. I got my Olympic headband on. I'm ready to go. Okay? So, brief synopsis. Students will select an event to research and compete the demonstration piece. They then will have their assignment put into a flip grid of them doing the sport of their choice to show their understanding of their Olympic sport. Okay, so this is a two-part activity. Part one, you're going to research your event. You're going to do a brief description of the event, including equipment needed, size differences of equipment for men and women if there is any, rules and scoring. A brief history of your event. When did it become part of the Olympics? Anything else that I would like to know? I'm learning too about the Olympics. What are some of the best athletes that compete in their event? Name at least 2 females and or 2 males, if applicable, that are from where they are from and their records. Okay, that's part one. You're going to basically I was going to put that in a graphic organizer for you guys just to fill in, but I decided you guys can fill it in. I want that to be nice and neatly done. I don't just want you to put text and just put the names and answer the questions. Own your sport. Describe it. Make it sound like they're your heroes and put it in describing your sport. Be proud of it. Okay? You're going to demonstrate your sport on a flip grid. You're going to demonstrate. Okay, now, guys, I take these ideas for everyone else. If you're demonstrating swimming, fill up your bathtub with water and demonstrate you doing the event. Okay? You're going to demonstrate it. I want music. I want flair. I want excitement. You could use your brothers and sisters as props. Okay? You can do whatever you want. Just research your sport and have fun. I don't want this to be like, if someone turns this in like in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to be pretty upset. I'll tell you that. Okay? So I want you to think about it, and you have till Friday to do this. This is due by Friday, like at midnight. Okay? Whatever. But just think about it. Okay? But don't procrastinate. We're going to talk about procrastinate in a minute. Okay? Dress up and own the event. If you're representing Germany, find some German clothes to wear and dress up like the flag. Film it and upload on MyConnect. Yeah, I'll add the videos form to it. That'll be fine too. Yeah, that'll be fine too, Josie. Okay, but own the event. Okay, own the event. Bonus items for flair. This is what I'm looking for. Showing the excitement of the success, I should say, or agony of defeat. I want you to show an excitement like you won the medal. If you want to be really good, have you winning and then have you standing on the top of a podium or something. Getting fully engaged in the activity. And I am looking for you having fun and being creative. Okay? I am looking for you having fun and being creative. That's what I'm looking for in this assignment. Okay, I am super excited about this. I think this should be a lot of fun. Are there any questions so far? Okay, now let's go back. Now I'm going to show you the sports you can pick from. Yes, Brian, go.
What happens if we don't have a sport item at home?
A what, Brian?
A sport item.
You don't need a sport item. There's sports that don't need any equipment. Like speed walking, that doesn't need an equipment.
How about swimming? We do.
We get in a bathtub.
Bathtub, but I have a pool.
Yeah. So listen, I just want you to be creative. Okay, that's the whole thing. I just want you to be creative.
All right.
Okay, you're gonna have to be creative. You're gonna have to think outside the box a little bit, Brian. Okay. All right. Coming back, guys. Now I'm gonna go to my page. I'm gonna show you where all this information is if you need it. Okay, can everyone see my screen okay? We're in week 12. Okay, if you look at week 12, guys, boom, Olympic Games brief history, the PowerPoint we just did right here. If you click right here, you're gonna see the activity, all in whole. Okay, what I just went over. And these are the events you may cover. You have to pick one of these sports. I understand there's other sports. I understand there's other sports in there, but I picked these sports because these sports aren't as traditional as a lot of other things. Like, for example, you will notice on here, I do not have soccer. Okay. You will notice on here, I do not have basketball. Okay. I have other sports that aren't as traditional. Some of these you might not recognize. And I want to challenge you to pick one you don't recognize. Okay. And get creative with it. I don't care what equipment you have. Make it up. Be creative. Let me see your creative side of your mind. Okay. So you're going to pick from one of these sports. It must be one of these sports right here, one of these events. Say events. Because you'll notice right here, these are all athletic sports. What's considered athletics.
I don't
Okay, like triathlon.
I don't see
What
basketball.
don't you see? Because I didn't put basketball in there. I took off sports that you probably see on TV a lot. Okay? All right? I made it so it was sports that were different, so you're going to really have to think about it. All right? Are there any questions? Who's excited? Okay, you better get excited. I want to see some good stuff. Cool, yes.
Not sure.
I'm trying to be gold.
Good, be golden. All right. All right, guys, let's go through the week this week because this is kind of an interesting week because it kind of changes up a little bit for us. So if we look at our week as a whole, and I'm going to go through all this as a whole, what we're doing. Today, you just got to fill out your exit ticket. Fill out your exit ticket. That's all you got to do today. But, guys, this is a benchmark week. So on your goal setting sheet, you got to have all your benchmarks done by the end of this week. You're not turning that in this week, though. Does everybody understand? You are not turning that in. But it is a week where we got to have our benchmarks set, okay? So nothing turned in. You're just going to pick your sport today, pick your sport. That's a good idea. Pick your sport and start researching it because this activity is due Friday. Don't wait till the last minute. I get people all the time that say, Coach, this is way too much work. No, if you spend from now till 9:20 picking your sport, you take a lot of time out of it. Tomorrow, we're going through that final half of our hip hop unit. We kind of got an idea of what we did. You're going to have movement mastery number 11. Okay, that's all we're doing tomorrow. It's 3 moves. Guys, we kind of went over them a little bit on the fly the other day, but 3 moves, so we learned them. Wednesday, no Zoom, but I have office hours. Okay, notice office hours is a different link. Okay, I put that in the wrong spot. But but you have a map my run on Wednesday. Okay, you have a map my run on Wednesday. Thursday, all we're doing on Zoom is checking in. We're coming in, checking in. I'll make sure you have no questions, probably a little live talk. But you are designing your own 10-minute workout on Thursday and Friday. So Thursday is an upper body workout. Friday is a lower body workout. Okay? The Excel sheet, which I'll have Coach K put it on for both of these, is right up here. This is the one for the lower body. The one for the upper body I have on Wednesday right now, but we'll move it to Thursday. Okay? So you're going to design your own workout on Thursday, Friday. This week, as a whole, exit tickets every day. Movement mastery. This is number 11. I got to change that. Let me change that now. I put the wrong one in. Movement mastery on Tuesday. You guys get to look how I change my assignments. So I go here and then watch. And then I go here to assignments. So I have all my assignments here. And I'm looking for movement mastery number 11. Boom. And look how it just goes in. Then I save. There it is. Okay. So you have movement mastery. You have one map my run. Granted, you can get it done today. Get it done today out of the way. You have an upper body workout and do that is Thursday. Lower body workout and do that is Friday. And then you have your activity. Okay. So move mastery Tuesday, map my run Wednesday, Thursday upper body workout, Friday graphic organizer and research project. It's all you have this week. Exit tickets every day. Okay. It's all you have. Okay. Now, those of you that are having trouble turning Flipgrid or whatever, make sure you come to office hours on Wednesday. Also, Thursday, I will stick around, guys, and put you in breakout rooms if you want to do this workout in a breakout room. That will be a great option for you, okay, to do it. But I wanted to give you enough time because I really want you to own this Olympic activity. I want you guys to own it. I want you to pick up stuff. I want you to be better than this other teacher that did it. I stole a lot of this, that did this on TikTok. Sorry, Mom, when I talked about TikTok. I want you to own it. I want you to have fun. Okay? I want you to have fun. Are there any questions on that? Are there any questions on the week? Nope. All right, guys, I want to tell you guys, we're in week 12. Okay. I understand we're talking about going back to school. We're understanding about going back to school on January 16th in, 2 days a week kind of thing. So very exciting. Okay. It's very exciting. And I know a lot of you guys understand that distance learning has been tough for you. I see a lot of you guys and I see that you're still half asleep. Okay. But I want this to be a life lesson for you guys. Okay. I want this to be a life lesson for you. You might be able to pick your career that you go into. Okay. Like I picked the career of teaching. I don't necessarily get to pick all the time what I got to get to teach. I don't necessarily get to pick my prep period. Okay. I don't necessarily get to pick my coworkers, if I like them or not. Granted, I love all my coworkers. Okay. But I got to adapt to it. So with the distance learning piece, guys, I want to be an avenue. If you guys are having trouble, let's say you're a student that's, for example, you show up to all the Zoom meetings, okay, but you're falling behind a lot of your classes because you're just not doing the work. I want to help you come up with a plan to do that through different things, through goal setting and stuff. Okay, I want to help you come up with a plan for that. If you're killing it and you feel like it's not challenging for you, I want to come up with a plan for you to try to challenge yourself more. Okay, for you to try to challenge yourself more. Okay, if you're someone that has trouble feeling comfortable in some situations, I want to help you do this. Okay, so some of you guys might have noticed you got an email before break that said you're falling behind. Do you have any questions or stuff? Right now, week 12, guys, in all your classes, quarter 2, this is a big week. If you fall behind after this week, guys, you're going to be so far behind, you're going to be so stressed going into it. Okay, so stressed going into it. But I would say between now and 3 weeks before we go to winter break, make sure you guys stay on top of your stuff and find a solution, whether it's me or someone else. All right? Are there any questions on that? Okay. Now I want to change subject. I want to get your feedback because we're almost halfway through the quarter. I'm going to pull up my my screen again on this. Is there anything that I could do to make my Canvas page more easy to follow? How is my Canvas page, because I don't get to see your other teachers, compared to your other teachers, is it easier to follow, less easier to follow, about the same? Because I want this to be easy to follow. Do you guys understand every week what you have to complete? Is that easy? Do you guys understand the timing as far as when to get it done?
Yeah,
Is there any
the Olympics.
the Olympic one this week? Yep.
But I don't know about that.
Well, you're going to learn, Brian,
But how?
by the thing they call the internet. Oh, exit tickets back on the calendar. That's a very good one. Connor, the reason why I took them off, the reason why I took them off, Connor, is because I didn't want that to go on your grade book, because how I have that on your grade book is a whole point for like each week now. So that means I would have to go in and I would have to do the grade book multiple times. So I'll just remind you at the start, I'm sorry, I have no solution, because if I put them on the calendar, that means they're assignment. Like you are getting credit for them every day based on being here, but that's going to the Excel sheets. The only other way was I would have to go text entry your name each day in Canvas, but I feel like that's monotonous to do it. So I'm sorry, I'll just remind you each day. Okay. Let me see if there's another way I can do it. I'll look into that. Any other feedback? And guys, every assignment is open. Coach K just told me, and thank you, Coach K, for doing this. Every assignment right now is open until Friday at 11:59. Okay, from the last 2 weeks. So again, I told you guys from the start, I am not about deadlines. Okay, I understand sometimes in our life, I understand sometimes in our life there's deadlines and jobs, and you're going to work with jobs for deadlines. So I might not be teaching that, but I care about right now getting you guys excited about completion and completion of activities. I'm all about completion. just in the case of seven slipped our minds. So the dates. So guys, let's look at the calendar. Let's look. I see a lot of you guys because you guys, a lot of you guys refer to the calendar, correct? I'm getting that vibe. So if we look at my calendar, gotta make sure. Okay, everyone sees the calendar, correct? I don't see you guys right now. Let me pull you guys back up. Hold on. Why can't I see you? There you go. Okay. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my calendar. Okay. So guys, if you look on the calendar, we're going to go this week, 30th. So if you look at, I try to put these Zoom meetings all on here. So if you look at, this is when movement mastery is due. Okay. This is when Map My Run is due. I put both these workouts due Friday just for kind of a thing, but I'll change the upper body is technically due here. Okay. So these are when there's a due, Grace. Does that help you if you look at it like this? Yes, no? Because you asked that question, right, Grace?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is when they're due, guys. So this is a good way to look at it when they're due if you look at the calendar. And so, for example, this is one thing I don't do a good job on trying to do. I try to move the Zoom meetings over when we have them. So, for example, you guys will see that we have, our Zoom meetings tomorrow. You know what I mean? So you guys can see this. So if you go to this, the assignments are generally on here. So, tomorrow you got Move Mastery due. Wednesday, Map My Run. Okay. And I try to make them either 5 p.m. or 7 p.m. So it's a little bit after class. So when I try to grade them as they come in. Okay. And they're always generally open until the following Sunday. Does that help looking at it like that, Grace? Okay. All right. Are there any other questions, boys and girls? So what's going on? How's everybody doing? Some of you look still asleep. Do we got to do jumping jacks? Should we open up the morning with 100 burpees?
No,
No? Oh.
I'm
Sorry.
just having problems
No.
on the research.
Brian, you could do it. I believe in you. Just pick a sport, research it, and then try to mimic it as good as you can. I was going to have an example, guys, but I just didn't get around to it. I failed you guys on that. But if you really want an example, look up Coach Trotter on TikTok, because he's the one I got this idea from. And he asked the world, what should I give this student grade for?
Is there
Okay.
a link?
Nope, but you got to look it up on TikTok. I'll try to
Well, I
find a
can
link
know
to it.
this.
Brian, you could figure it out. Come in office hours on Wednesday if you're still having trouble, and I'll help you.
But what about my run?
Well, you do that too.
All right.
Yeah, you can do that, Grace. That's fine. Yep. But I don't want you doing a sport you already know. Okay? So, for example, Grace, if you do tennis, I'm going to be very upset. You don't like that, huh? If I see Matthew Learn do running, I want you to challenge your comfort zone a little bit. Like if I did wrestling, that would make no sense. All right? Do you guys
What time your office hours close?
look
Wednesday?
on Canvas? I'll wait on for you. If you email me, I'll wait on for you. I'll come on anytime you want.
Okay.
Okay? All right. Am I the only one excited about this activity? Okay. Okay, good. Pick a cool sport that no one knows about. Like do the luge and get on a skateboard. Coach K, is the goal sheet still locked or is it unlocked?
That's unlocked.
It should be unlocked, Marley. Turn in. So, any other questions? All right, you guys are free to go. If you are a student right now that's behind, please stay on so I could check in with you and answer any personal questions you have. If you're a student that's all cut up and you're a gung-ho student, appreciate you guys. I appreciate you all. Guys, remember, don't forget this. Okay, I want you to understand this. And I don't care how the school views it. I don't care how the teacher. I am here to work for you. If I'm not doing everything I can to get you more active and get you learning, I'm not doing my job. So help me help you. Okay. So if you're one of those students that are unmotivated, you're one of those students, whatever, stay on. Guys, let me help you out here. All right. Otherwise than that, guys, you guys have a great day. You're awesome. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you guys.
Coach, I have a question.
Go ahead, Fallon.
So I'm in Bronco TV and I want to, and I haven't been like making videos and I kind of want to. So could I like make a video and just turn it in on the assignment and not do a flip grid?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll allow video uploading for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Cool.
Bye, Coach Joe.
Bye.
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 Bye, Coach.
Bye, guys.
So, Coach Joe,
Yes.
is there any way for Olympic activity demonstration?
So Brian, you're overthinking it. So here's what I want you to do. Go figure out what sport you want to do, look at it, and think about how can I act this out at home? It doesn't have to be exact, but how can I act this out at home?